In 1993, everybody knew the future of video gaming meant one thing: full motion video. Now, we were all extremely wrong, but that glorious wrongness produced some fascinating video games and one of the most expensive video game systems ever. Welcome back to Complete in Box, the show where we take a look back at classic games by examining not just the game, but also the box, the manual, and all the other stuff they came with. Today, we're deep in the archives of the strong National Museum of Play in Rochester, New York. And I'm about to get my hands on a game I've never been able to play before: Ghost Rush for the LaserActive. This gigantic machine is the Pioneer LaserActive. Released in 1993, it uses the laserdisc format to produce games with full-quality video sequences. LaserActive was a 16-bit system that was compatible with both the Sega Genesis and the TurboGrafx-16 through the use of these modules. Put the Sega module in and you can play Genesis cartridges, Sega CD games, and Mega LDs on Laserdisc. The NEC module did the same thing, but for TurboGrafx software. Even back in the day, you needed to pay a lot of money to play these. The LaserActive itself costs about $1,000. The Sega and TurboGrafx packs cost $600 each. So if you wanted to play all these games, you had to spend $2,200. Pioneer only made about 10,000 LaserActive systems, and today they're high-priced collectibles. For the vast majority of classic games, you don't actually need the original hardware to play them. Emulators let you run old game software on your PC, your phone, the back of an airline seat, anywhere. But LaserActive is a big exception. A Laserdisc, unlike a CD or a DVD, uses an analog video signal. Long story short, that means that you can't just dump the data off a Laserdisc and pop it into an emulator. It's theoretically possible to recreate these games on a computer, but it's incredibly difficult. I've played a few LaserActive games, but the Strong has in its archives one I've always wanted to try, but never got to: Ghost Rush, a first-person action game in which you bust poltergeists in a haunted mansion. The corridors of the house are built out of pre-rendered video sequences. The ghosts themselves are claymation and also purely exist as video, not sprites. Also, listen to this very 1990s voice acting.
Careful! Don't risk your life just yet. You can be a real ghost hunter. If you hunt down the ghosts and bring them to me, I will buy them.
I think the word for that is Oscar-worthy. The first thing I noticed about Ghost Rush was this amazing manga-style box art. Unfortunately, the game itself turned out to be, let's just say, a little harder to love. Once you get into the mansion, the corridors all look the same, so it's hard to know where you are. You can pull up a map, but it's not oriented to the way you're facing. Busting the ghosts is a simple mechanic. You shoot them until you drain their life, their energy, I guess, and then you capture them with your grabby ghost capture in hand by rapidly tapping the button. Leave the mansion and go back to the shop, and you can sell the ghosts and buy new equipment and then go back in, if you can stomach another slow crawl through the mansion's corridors, that is. It's crazy to think about how a game like this would have been put together, intricately stitching all these animated sequences into not just a linear action game like Dragon's Lair, but a non-linear adventure. That's why I had to try out Ghost Rush. I just had to know what it was like. Thanks to the strong National Museum of Play for making my weird dreams come true and letting me play one, Complete in Box.